And the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Hey, yo, everyone. Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy over there, that's Lindsey Hunter, NBA champion multiple times. By the way, we have Sam Flannel. We have Spencer Raxter. D-Mac will be back in the building tomorrow. He's juicing every last minute he can out of being down in Florida. And look around. Why would you not, Lindsey?
It's depressing, man.
It is.
It's really depressing.
Especially when you get a taste.
Yeah,
it's the worst when you get a taste.
Just don't give us the 80.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't give us the 80. Keep it at 45.
You want to get cute?
50.
Give me a 65. You want to get cute?
I don't even want to get
Don't be giving us 85 and stuff like that,
and then you
man.
give us snow.
That's what I'm saying, Lindsey.
That's the worst.
Well, it's fun. Yes.
Yeah, please. That's what I need right now.
That is exactly what we need. But, you know, it is. It's one of those things, too. And jump in, by the way, on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, the podcast, Big D Energy podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcast at. You guys know what the deal is by now. But we are happy to have you all with us. John Lord says, "What's up, everybody?" And Jack Harrington says, hey, guys. Hello, you guys. But speaking of the weather, and we talk about that from time to time on here, Sam Flannel brought up a point yesterday. Because we noticed that he came into the studio with shorts on. And we were laughing at him a little bit. We were.
Yeah, we were. But to think about it, I think he's jinxing the weather by doing that.
He probably is.
You know, you need to dress weather appropriate.
Sam Flannel?
And maybe we'll get more warmth.
Did you say that mid-80s are overrated or mid or anything like that? Did you talk trash? Did you sell short mid-80 temperatures?
I did no such thing. I just simply said that once I go to shorts, I don't go back. So at this point, the next time you'll see me in anything other than shorts, at least around this office, is probably October. I'm not letting the weather win. Shorts.
and he is. Folks, that's his take. He says, he digs in and he says, once I turn to shorts, which he did when it got up to like 86 on Friday or whatever, he said, I'm in there. And he's not stopping. Sandy's hanging out in the studio. She says she does that too.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it either.
No.
There was a time in my life where I would, but I'm not at that time anymore. Flannel, I admire your convictions. However, I don't know, bro.
What?
But this is a guy that's worn a flannel for how many days in a row?
Now it's 257.
257 consecutive days and that's work days.
That is work days.
That's not including weekends or anything like that. He's still over 100 days away from fulfilling the 365 consecutive days of flannel.
When you put it like that, it does seem rather daunting, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. But Sam Flannel's locked in there. He's locked and loaded to his convictions, and good luck. But Jack Harrington says #blame Sam. So you're gonna take the blame for this.
I suppose. I'll wear it.
He is to blame.
I get blamed for other things, so I'll just take that one too. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. People are wondering what about the jorts, by the way.
Ooh.
You a jorts guy?
I am not a jorts guy. I have some sense of fashion. I mean, I wear flannels every day. Obviously, I care a little bit. Jorts have never been a cool thing, ever.
So did you wear them or no?
Jorts
No.
had their time.
They did.
Yeah.
Like jorts had their run to the point where they're like back. Mm-hmm. Jorts have come kind of
They're
full
back where?
Like back in the
John Cena.
yeah, there you go. See, thank you, Spen.
No, I mean I was a Jorts fan myself, but I thought you meant they were like back in style.
No. They're back. Like people will laugh at it, but they'll accept it.
Oh no,
you know what I'm saying?
No, it was cool back then.
Right.
It was cool.
And that's exactly the response.
Yeah,
like you'll see somebody walk by in jorts and you'll kind of laugh. And you'll be like, but they were cool back then.
Exactly.
And then you move on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What kind of jorts, Lindsey?
I don't even know what time. I had a bunch of them. I thought I was cool. I had a bunch of them, man.
Yeah.
I thought I was cool.
By the way, D from the 313 says Stone Cold made jorts cool.
That's fair.
It was a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah,
in
a
the
lot
late-
of wrestlers in jorts. I think it's the freedom.
I think it's playing to the clientele.
Well,
That's also, that's a good point.
But now it's like times have changed and guys wear like really small shorts now.
Yes.
And I just
Like John Stockton shorts.
Yeah, that's the style now.
Yeah.
Like you see athletes, you see all of them wear the little. I'm like, dude, that's too much.
And they carry
if I'm
purses.
not, and even going swimming, I want something that's comfortable. It just doesn't seem comfortable.
Yeah.
I agree.
What'd you have, Spenmo?
I say, and they carry purses. Like I always see, like the little bags. I mean, the bags are cool, but like if you wear decent length shorts, you don't need a bag. You can just put it in your pockets.
Pocket, right? I don't get the purse thing either, or whatever they call it. Like, give me a Nike bag or a book bag, backpack or something.
Yep.
Greg Rounds in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. And Greg, haven't seen you here before. Appreciate you jumping in and checking out the show.
Fanny packs.
It says Spencer is definitely a jorts guy.
I'm not even a jean guy. I have one pair of jeans.
I have none.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. I need to go buy some though.
I agree. I need to buy some too.
I don't have any either, Spencer.
At any time was Spencer Raxter a jorts guy?
I was never a jorts guy.
You give off that jorts persona, though. I know.
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't know how I feel about that.
Hey,
No, it's cool though, because
so
jorts were cool.
You've never walked into Coonan Brewing Co. in jorts?
No. I had camo shorts phase, like when
There it is.
when Wiz was popping, I had the camo shorts phase, but
okay, that's an acceptable substitute.
Okay.
The camo.
I had
the
3
camo
pairs
shorts.
of camo shorts.
Yeah, I was a big camo shorts guy too.
Yeah. Yeah. Camo shorts.
Camo shorts were cool.
They were okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You guys live your best. I don't care what people wear. Live your best life.
Flannel, you're a camo shorts guy.
I was never a camo shorts guy. Maybe like cargo every once in a while, but
I had a cargo. I had a cargo shorts
phase.
run. Yeah.
All those pockets. It's so convenient. I mean, I still would rock a
There were
cargo
too many
shorts.
pockets though.
Yeah.
Like I would find something in there after I did the laundry. Either I'd leave my wallet in there, I'd find a $20 bill or something like that.
Yeah, and Mike G, no, I'm not a Crocs guy. I wear Jordans.
Excuse us.
I'm just saying. I've
So
never
no
owned a pair
Crocs
of
to the beach or to the boat?
Never owned a pair of Crocs.
Are you serious?
I got Jordan slides, so I'll wear those to the beach.
Yeah.
I wear those too, but again, going back to what we talked about before, I think it was might have been earlier this week or into last week. I have very soft feet, like the bottom of my feet.
Yeah.
So I have been known, and when I go to the ocean, when I go to the beach.
Neal, first of all,
What?
when did you learn you had soft feet?
When I stepped on some rocks at the beach,
rocks make everybody's feet hurt. Neal,
No,
your
no,
feet
no,
are
no, no,
soft.
no. Soft. They are overly soft. Yeah. Well, I do like the surfer shoes or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll wear those when I go to the beach. I don't care. I don't care what you
that's
say.
funny.
I got a pedicure last week. Yeah.
See?
You got what?
A pedicure. Yeah.
Wow, that's different.
Yeah.
It's got to take care of the toes, man. I went with my girl.
Next thing you know, you'll be getting a second furnace.
Yeah,
Spenmo.
honestly.
I don't even get that.
Yeah. Felt
So
good.
you got a pedicure.
It was the second pedicure I've ever had in my life.
I've only had one in my life, and
Yeah.
I never would go back.
I would.
Not going
I
back.
would.
No need for that.
She rubbed my feet. It felt good.
I need a little callus on my feet so I
Yeah.
can run, and I don't need soft feet like Neal.
She dug out my
soft,
ingrowns.
bro.
So that's why I went.
Big
'Cause
soft.
She dug out my ingrowns. And so that was.
Oh, you
was
can do
really-
that yourself, bro.
Yeah, I normally do. But she was my girl was like, "You want to go? Like, I'm going to get a pedicure. You got to come." I was like, "All right, can't
Yeah.
fight it."
No, you can't.
And you liked it.
Yeah, it was a good time. The one time I went before this was like the fish one, where they got the little fish in there.
You did that?
Yeah, I did it in East Lansing. It was dope. It was very ticklish, but.
no crap like that.
Yeah.
All right, changing the subject.
Sounds like
Moving
something
on.
Flannel would do.
Yesterday we had a very popular end of the show segment where we did our Ask Lindsey Hunter. Like, sometimes we'll pop up there and ask DMAC. There were a ton of questions, so today we're going to do that towards the end of the show again. But there is a good one here, and I've heard this before too. And this comes from Pete Smith. And he says, we're going to do this one and then save the rest for the end of the show. Pete Smith says, Lindsey, I heard a story about you on Bomani Jones' podcast about cooking a guy in basketball at a gym who was running his church league stats to you. Is that true?
What show was that on?
Bomani Jones' podcast?
I was on it?
That's what he said.
No, I think.
But Monty might have been talking about the story.
Oh,
Okay, so that's what it is.
Yeah, that happened. Definitely happened.
Let him cook.
Because here's the thing. So when you're like a role player in the NBA, and I embraced my role, like I'm getting paid a lot of money to do this.
Yeah.
So get off my back. So, but when people, like regular people see you, they think that like they're like, I can take him.
Yeah, I can shoot the ball too.
Right. And then we have egos. And then when I was young and, full of vinegar and, whatever, if a guy came up to me and act like he was like, could remotely be on the court with me, then I would go like ballistic.
Rec game, pickup game, church game, whatever.
Yeah, it's over. Like, dude, I'm about to show you, like, this is going to be brutal. This is going to be physical. It's going to be like, you won't even understand. Like, you like, this dude don't like me. No, it's not that I don't like you, but I have to show you that there's a difference.
There's levels to this shit.
Right. Like, just because I averaged 12 with the Pistons, out here, I'm Jordan.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Lindsey?
I'm scoring 60 out here. I'm 80.
However many you want to score.
I'm hitting 23s on you, and I'm not letting you score.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be total domination. So I've had to do that quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal, Lynn. That's what I always laugh about it. And people might not know. Like, you're one of the leading scorers in the nation in college.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I always laugh about people, like when they talk about NBA players and like that guy's a scrub. The quote worst player in the NBA would lead the nation in scoring by 10 points a game.
So I get that with like
in college.
PJ Tucker's one of my guys. So people always dog PJ Tucker, like, he sucks, he can't do. I'm like, PJ went to Texas, right?
Yeah.
He's the best player on Texas's basketball team when he was in college. Like, you realize that, like, he was a dog. So people don't understand. Like, yeah, you see him playing with Philly, and all he's doing is hitting corner threes and defending and rebounding and doing all the dirty work. If he came out here, he'd destroy all of you guys. Like, it wouldn't even be close.
In the wise words of Brian Scalabrine, I'm closer to LeBron James than you are to me.
Exactly.
It is a great line.
And see, Scal is one of those guys. Like, Scal loves
bitter
to
like
play
you?
and wants to go out and people start talking trash. He's like, let's go.
Yeah.
Scal and I, we were in Golden State together. And we would actually play pickup ball, the coaches and all that. And Scal, he loves that type of stuff. I'm past that stage of my life, but I did roast a lot of spectators in my time.
I know
civilians, as we
I
call
would do
them.
the same thing.
So would I
swear.
100%. I would do that too.
Go on,
100%.
serve out buckets. My friend who I worked at Coney with, he played at Wayne State. And he played in Australia and Canada, and like we would play pickup at LA and stuff, and like he's like 6'7", super long arms. So he's just shooting jumpers. He's not trying to go too hard. He's just doing turnaround jumpers. And one time this dude was talking shit and was like, "Big man, we need your ass in the paint." And he was like, I was coming down the court. He looked at me from half court. I was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, it is. It's funny to me, like when people talk about that. D-Mac was kind of the same way. Like everyone's always stunned that he scored that goal in the Stanley Cup Finals the way that he did, and like he was like a 60-goal scorer in the OHL.
Dude, people don't get it. Like it's like flannel with Ben Wallace. Like I went to play pickup ball with Ben Wallace when he was his free agent year. So we was like, I'm gonna play pickup. So we go to the gym, and guys looking at him like, he didn't really do nothing, and I'm like, okay. And he's dunking everything on everybody. Boom! Blocking shots. I mean, it was like people looking like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, he's like that.
Yeah. Hey, a haircut at Lady Jane's is like that.
Absolutely, a haircut at Lady Jane's is where you need to go. Walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you and one for your wife, girlfriend, or best bud. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday Night Master Chef Brad Holmes Pros will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our 3rd annual Woodward Sports Draft Party, live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only, so get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City, brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan.
Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals in town. Plus, they will beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. We do need to talk some NFL draft. We'll be having our NFL draft party as well. That's coming up next Thursday, by the way, right, Sam Flannel? 5th Avenue, Royal Oak.
Absolutely. Next Thursday.
Get it in, everybody. I know Spenmo will. We always hear about the legend of Spenmo.
Oh, yeah.
You want to see it in action? Get on out to 5th Avenue. That's all I'm going to say about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. See this man put in work. And we'll be having, the NFL draft show. Myself, Adam Baydoun, Ryan Ermanni's out there. You know the cast and crew that will be out there doing it. Answer 14 says Lindsey Hunter is the lord of street ball. No, I do. I love it though. I love that though. I love that story. I love all those stories as well. Pete Smith said pedicures are great, except the ladies' disgusted look when they're looking at my feet. Can we confirm that was part of the Spenmo Raxter?
No, my pedicure was good. I have nice feet. Like, I don't got gross feet. So
No fungus?
no fungus, no nothing.
Just ingrown toenails.
Yeah, just
like
just ingrown
OnlyFan,
toenails.
like OnlyFan type feet. Or what?
I've been trying to start an OnlyFans for my feet. Like, if there is a size 14 male foot demographic, like,
You feel you have it cornered.
I got it cornered. Yeah.
iHearter says, Neal, soft feet can be cured. All feet start soft. You got to work them, like soft hands. But that's the 2 furnace life for you.
But you run though, right?
20 to 25 miles a week,
so
man.
the bottom they haven't like gotten a little tougher.
No, I can't explain it. I can't explain it.
I would
Lindsey.
expect Flannel to have soft feet. Not you.
I do,
Flannel,
man.
you got soft feet?
I wouldn't even know. Honestly.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. Hey,
Have you ever looked at your toenails or anything and examined them to make sure they need clipping or anything?
Oh yeah, I mean, I usually clip my own ingrown toenails. I can't tell what is a soft foot. I know you're explaining it, but would you like to get back on the rails, Neal Ruhl?
Are we done, Sam
We're done.
Flannel?
We're done.
We're done?
Yes.
Can
we're
we
done.
move on?
Yeah.
We can proceed, right? Proceed with the NFL draft talk.
Yes,
Because
yes.
there's been some news we could say. Where
That's
All
how
right.
you know we're ready to transition into draft talk.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Thank you for that. Detroit Dabber 313. Neal runs on a treadmill designed to soften impact. I run outside in the summer. I have a 65-degree rule. That's how I operate.
That's fair.
But anyway, I know some of our competitors around town were talking yesterday on their shows. TJ Lang, I know, was talking about Jalen Carter. Said there are some worries out there about him. But it's funny though, because I notice we are in the disinformation season with the NFL draft, and if you look up this morning. And I do that from time to time. I'll pop on there to, DraftKings is one that I take a look at. And I was going to run this by you guys here today. We haven't talked about it at all. And you guys know my thoughts on it and the reasons for the thoughts. Will you guys get comfortable with the idea of them taking a cornerback at number 6? Because the odds say you should. because the betting favorite is Devin Witherspoon from Illinois now. That's the betting favorite. This comes on the heels of the Lions meeting.
So he met with the Lions?
Well, no, yesterday Jalen Carter met with the
right?
Lions yesterday. So that tells me one of two things, where either Jalen Carter will not be available to the Lions at 6, which is what I'm starting to think. I'm starting to think that.
Yeah.
He is the betting favorite now, Devin Witherspoon, the betting favorite to be the number 6 pick. Are we prepared to wrap our heads around that, Lindsey? Are we? Are you? Can you wrap your head around that?
Well, here's the thing. We have to. We have to trust the fact that our GM, who has been doing an outstanding job, has done his due diligence and has his draft order set up. If this guy's taking off, this is who we go with. If that guy's taking off, this is who we go with. The only question I have is, if C.J. Stroud falls to 6, what do the Lions do?
I jump for joy.
I know you would.
Run to the draft board.
That's an interesting one because Devon Witherspoon, I like him a lot as a prospect. But if Devon Witherspoon is the best available at the Lions for 6, you'd assume that Will Anderson, Jalen Carter, C.J. Stroud, and Bryce Young are all gone. Those are the 4 that I would want the most. And then maybe a Tyree Wilson, but maybe he's gone too. At this point, I don't know if Devon Witherspoon is that much better than, say, a Deonte Banks or Emmanuel Forbes, who you could get at 18. Maybe you could even get Joey Porter Jr. at 18. A corner at 6, it's not great value, and considering what the Lions did in free agency, completely reshaping their secondary with signings, 2 of them 1-year deals, albeit, it would just be a little bit strange to me. But maybe it just means that some of the top prospects, the blue chips, the Will Andersons, Jalen Carters, are gone, which would be very, very unfortunate, I believe.
I just want to take the temperature of the room because I go back to it. You know, I put a lot of value in betting lines and stuff like that. Those guys don't have the nice buildings and all that money because they're wrong or because they expose themselves or they're put in a spot where people can take advantage of them. That's been proven time, and they take advantage of you. You don't take advantage of them. That's the way that it works. So I just see. Nicholas Duncan says here, trade the Bengals and let them get Bijan. Guys, if you don't want the pick, what makes you think somebody else wants the pick? You see what I'm saying? Like we all just say, well, trade back. Well, you have to have a partner that's willing to trade back with you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just that cut and dry.
Right.
If you don't want the pick, chances are good there are other people that don't want the pick. And the reason is, if you don't want that person at 6, you don't want to commit the financial resources because the price goes down as you go down.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
That's facts, man.
Yeah, but
and Lindsey, I know you're taking the easy way out and say, oh, whatever Brad Holmes says. And look, I am too. At the core, that's where I am too.
At the end of the day, regardless if he takes the guy you like or the guy Sam likes or Spinmo likes, whoever he takes, what is everybody going to say? Because of his track record.
I trust him.
I trust him. Right?
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
So my thing is this: if he thinks Witherspoon is the guy, then hey, we gotta go with what he says.
Because I think Jalen Carter is going to be gone by the time the Lions.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah,
but I'm hearing so many different things. Now you're hearing the quarterbacks are going to fall. It's just, I don't know. People throwing smoke screens out all the time. So that's why you never really know about the draft until it actually happens because people just throw crap against the wall and hope it sticks.
Which they do, and that's the business. Like I saw on ESPN today, like their little gimmick draft that they did today was Kiper and McShay alternate picks through the first 102 picks and stuff like that.
I'm not listening to nothing Mel Kiper says. Nothing.
No, and I get it though, and they got to come up with the content and everything like that. I understand how that stuff works. It's just the cornerback stuff. I think I have to do a better job of being open to it. And look, the Okudah thing plays no part in the reason why. For me, it's full on value. It's full on value to it. Guys that throw the football, guys that tackle the guy that throws the football before he throws the football, and guys that catch the football, and guys that block for the guy that throw the football. That's the main blockers for the guy that throw the football.
Right.
They're the ones that get all the money because it revolves around throwing the football. The guys that carry the football, not as much. The
and
cornerbacks.
That bothers me, man. That has bothered me since the decline of the value of running backs. It really bothers me because it's like it was an all-out order to do that. Like it's like everybody's like, we're gonna go running back by committee, and now running backs don't really matter as far as value is concerned. I don't like that, man, because they're gonna start doing it to every position. They're gonna try to do it. Receivers still get more than running backs, but they're gonna start devaluing all the other positions except running backs and left tackles.
Here's something for you to wrap your guys' head around too, and this is my trepidation with it. And we heard it last year, we've heard it in the past. Look, and the Sauce Gardner thing, he's a unicorn, right? Like Sauce Gardner's a once a decade, once an 8-year cornerback that came out that, in retrospect, we say everybody knew was going to be great. Well, if you redrafted that draft, Sauce Gardner's probably going to go number 1. Is that fair? That's fair to say, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Even you Michigan slap, Aiden Hutchinson apologist, right?
Yeah.
And Aiden Hutchinson's good, trending towards a gold jacket. I said that, not you. I said that.
Sauce Gardner was first-team All-Pro as a rookie. He was prime Darrelle Revis as a rookie.
You don't see what he did.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
Right.
But anyway, with all that being said, my problem with the Devon Witherspoon pick at 6 is last year, Akwanwu, the defensive end that the Panthers took, right? Mm-hmm. Got a $30.5 million contract that's in effect for 5 years. So you AAV it at $6 million per. All right. So if you go the Witherspoon route, you're talking probably a little hint north of 6 because the TV revenue sharing has dropped and everything like that. You're gonna get more. All the rookies are gonna get just a little bit more, not a lot more. Can you tell me that Witherspoon is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson right now? Can you say unequivocally, Neal, he's Chauncey Gardner-Johnson?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, he's going to make the same amount of money he is.
And that's the problem.
That's the problem. It's not the Witherspoon thing. It's not a cornerback thing. I mean, I guess at the core of it, it is a cornerback thing. It's the money thing for me. And I'm consistent about it. And that's why I don't like it. It's not the personnel. It's not Brad Holmes, because obviously Brad Holmes he's shown us. He's got his Rick Ross on. He's shown us, I believe.
Show us.
Yeah, absolutely, Rose. He's shown us out there. So if that's the pick, you're not going to see me at Fifth Avenue Meltdown, and I'm not going to give the people what they want and everything. I'm not going to do it because it's disingenuous.
Right.
He's earned that to say, hey, this is something where he can do what he wants because he's done it. And I'm salty. Says Brad Holmes knows what he's doing. No question. Can't question him. Won't. And then Holmes we trust. It's just I don't like it. And I don't like it because you can't. And there is not a person anywhere that can come into this studio or talk on this microphone. And I know maybe Tom Masway would say something like this. I don't know. You cannot tell me without a shadow of a doubt that Witherspoon is the same as Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, Masway probably could.
Masway probably would be one that said that.
He would.
But you can't do it, Lindsey. In the world of common sense, you can't do it.
No, you can't really. But at the same time, if Brad Holmes believes that this guy is gonna be remotely good enough to go that high, then we gotta believe he's seeing something. He's seeing the high end and the low end of this kid, and his value gotta be up here if he's gonna take him that high.
Yeah.
There's no. He's not Sauce Walker, but we hope he's. I don't even know. Like, to go that high as a D-back, you got to be a dog. Like, you have to be one of those guys.
Gotta be that dude.
You have to, at the very least, be like a Cam Hay. What's that guy's name for the Chargers?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah.
But
Casey Hayward.
Yeah.
Casey
Yeah.
Hayward, yeah.
WoodwardSports.com chat there real quick before we get to the break. Pistons fan 11 says defensive front wasn't that bad coming down the stretch. The secondary was. Well, that 300 yards rushing that Carolina put on the first half of that game. That tells me that's why, for me, again, I'm Team Jalen Carter. And I'll tell you what, I got something for you guys when we come back, and it's going to blow your guys' mind, namely the chat. And you're going to say it's blasphemous, and it might upset you. But the more I read, and look, I didn't break down hours of film. I don't have that kind of time. But the more I read from the people who do that for a living, I got a little bit of a revelation for y'all. After I tell you about Cintron, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Right now, they have an exclusive offer for Woodward Sports fans with the limited edition Red Wings 6-pack, $15. Free shipping. Boom. You can try all of Cintron's flavors. That's right. The sugar-free, the classic, and, of course, the cranberry. Aha! So you know what? Why wait? Go to drinkcintron.com/Woodward. drinkcintron.com/Woodward. If you haven't tried Cintron yet, guys, this is as good as it's going to get. 6-pack sampler box, $15. Free shipping. Boom. Give it a try. You'll be buying it from your local Kroger's and stuff like that. drinkcintron.com/Woodward. Drink it. Live it with Cintron.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Are you feeling tired, depressed, or unmotivated? Do you have low sex drive, muscle loss, belly fat piling up as well? Testosterone optimization therapy is a safe and effective way to restore your vitality, confidence, and performance. And you can also reduce your risk of heart disease as well. Visit CustomHealthCenters.com today. That's CustomHealthCenters.com, or give them a call, 877-965-0910. Again, 877-965-0910. It's Custom Health Centers. The draft talk is getting hot and heavy. We're coming up on 1 week away. Back at it, Big D Energy. Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast. All of that stuff wherever you get your podcast. Some reaction to what we're just talking about. The betting favorite for the Detroit Lions at the number 6 pick is Devon Witherspoon, the cornerback from Illinois. And look, I'm not going to question Brad Holmes, but if you're asking me and we're having a beer at the bar, I don't like it, and I gave you the reasons why. You can't tell me unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is the same player as Witherspoon, because that's what they'll be paid. They'll be paid the same. So think about it from that perspective. Huggy Bear, and I'm curious to get Sam Flannel's take on this. Knowing what we all know now, 98% of teams are still taking Aiden Hutchinson over Sauce Gardner.
I wouldn't say 98%. I'd say maybe a few, depending on what the needs are of your team, but Sauce Gardner was generational as a rookie. Aiden Hutchinson was the best rookie edge rusher, no doubt about it, but Sauce Gardner, like I said before, was prime Darrelle Revis as a rookie. By the numbers, by the all-pro voters, the best corner in the NFL as a rookie since day one.
Have we ever even seen that before?
I don't think so,
No.
Because I know, like...
The only other person you can even speak of like that was Deion Sanders.
Yeah, and Deion... The reason Deion got so much credit, too, was because of the splash plays he made, like returning punts for touchdowns and all that kind of stuff.
But the thing about Deion, I mean, his speed made up for so much, but he could just blanket the field.
Right.
Even as a rookie, like, he could blanket the field.
Yeah, I mean, it was generational. Yes. And I know because it went against our guy, so we got kind of upset about it. But I'm claiming him. He's from Detroit.
For sure.
Who?
Sauce.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Sauce from Detroit, man.
Yeah.
He gave love to Detroit.
Yeah,
man.
you shut out 7 Mile in his speech.
That's right. So there is that as well. I promised you guys it. And here on Mark M says, I wouldn't hate Skoronski as a pick. You guys know my feeling on that. Because you take Skoronski, and depending on if there's any kind of fall off for Taylor Decker and his $18 million salary, I'm in a position where I can move on and add $12 million of cap space. Hey, man, cold world. That's the way that it works out there in those streets. I have my rookie offensive line, rookie contract staggered a bit, and I rock out. And then I can make moves, slide Skoronski over to the tack. Can you imagine a world where you got Skoronski and Penei Sewell as your tackles on rookie deals?
Mm-hmm. How do you not?
That's right, Fish. Here's the other thing that I wanted to bring to the forefront, and this is going to go against a lot of the people and their will. It's, for me, because we're talking about it, and again, Devon Witherspoon, the betting favorite to be the Lions pick at number 6. You know who's really screaming up boards as well? And this is more of a situational type of situation, depending on where you are. And I think the Lions really fit this criteria. And you guys are going to laugh at this. In that world that we talked about, right? Like that fake world where 4 quarterbacks would go in the top 4 and guys would be left over. I'm telling you guys this, because it sounds like Will Anderson's going to go in that Cardinals pick, whether it's by the Cardinals or maybe by somebody else. I'm starting to get the opinion and be of the opinion, based on that Carolina game that I talked about, that Tyree Wilson's a better fit for this Lions team. The ability to stop the run as an edge, too. Maybe I'm getting a little too granular. Maybe I'm getting a little too designer. But, Lindsey, I got to do something to stop the run with this football team.
Well, I think that's the biggest concern is defense overall, but stopping the run. And I'm not going to just be like overreactive about the one game that they gave up 9,000 yards at halftime. I mean, they were thrashed, but at the same time, they got better as the season went on, right? They got better. So I think you make the improvements that you have to make, and if that's D-line, interior, line, I do that. But you always want to be able to stop the run and put pressure on the quarterback. And
that's the thing for me. Like Tyree Wilson is like the best of both worlds from that perspective.
Right.
Like he can rush the quarterback and he can aid you in stopping the run as well. And look, the Lions put themselves in that position where they had to run the table and you had to be perfect the whole rest of the way. And it was an unrealistic ask. Going back and looking at it.
Looking back at it, though, guys thought they were going to do it. I heard a lot of people saying, Lions going to run the table.
And they almost did.
Yeah, but I made a lot of money on almost.
No, but and they almost did. And it's just, for me, that ability contribute to stopping the run as well is big. Hey, look, I'll be the first one to tell you. Maybe I'm getting more granted. You guys are, by the way, Spemo, Sam Flannel, you guys are going to see this come out you mark my words. The first time you see it, bump me a text and say, wow, Neal, you're going to start to see this. And his run-stopping ability is going to get celebrated, and that's going to be a narrative that goes out there. I'm telling you guys, watch.
Hey, I believe you. Because it's a need. I mean, I think we're looking at it, everybody was traumatized by the one game. I'm not looking at it as bad as that. But I think it's still needed, and you got to add to you have to add to your defense. I think the offense is trending the right way. But defensively got to get better and keep getting better.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Philip C says the Lions were not prepared at Carolina. That is on the coach. Philip C, when you give up 300 yards rushing in the first half, that is not on the coach. That is not on the coach.
That's on everybody.
Right.
You can say coach.
Lindsey, when you lose a game by 40, is that on the coach?
I can't look at my coach and go, man, you really didn't have us prepared. No. You got ran through. Like, it didn't matter what we did, So that's not on the coach.
ENT says there are already lots of talks of Wilson to Houston for his Bosa comp. And I don't think that's not something that has me fired up about Tyree Wilson. It's not the Bosa comp. Because when I think of Bosa, I think of like a James Houston type, like electric pass rusher. Like when I watch the 49ers play, Lindsey, I pretty much exclusively watch him on the TV screen.
Yeah, he's like the Wolverine of the NFL.
100%.
He's just a monster.
And it's greatness.
Yeah,
every play for him is great. The motor, the ability.
You can tell a special guy when you watch the game and they just continually jump off the screen. And Bosa is one of those guys. Like, he jumps off the screen, you know.
Yeah, and for me, it's where he has the best of both worlds, where being an end can get to the quarterback, obviously, but also you look at his rush defense numbers, man. They were impressive. Now, I know it's the Big 12, right? Are we still on that narrative or no? Have we moved off that?
Can't be.
Sam Flannel, you tell me. What are we doing with the Big 12 discussion now? Have we moved on from it or no?
I mean, TCU proved a lot by beating Michigan and being physical with them. I'll admit that.
Okay. He's off that, see?
So we're off it?
Maybe not the whole conference. Maybe not the entire conference, but
just whoever beats Michigan.
I mean, TCU showed us in the biggest stage against Michigan. They did. I will give them all the credit in the world. And I'm not knocking Tyree Wilson for what he did in the Big 12. I'm kind of curious, though, Neal, if any part of the wanting Tyree Wilson over Will Anderson or maybe being okay with it is
a better fit.
A better fit. Is it at all have to do with the fact that he's probably more likely to fall to the Lions, and if he's our guy, we have to rationalize it any way that we can?
No, it's just that for me, when you start looking at the total package of the player, that's what it is. Look, Will Anderson certainly has proven he was the best player in college. He should have won the Heisman last year.
Mm-hmm.
He was the best player.
Oh yeah.
He should have been there in front of Aiden Hutchinson, been in New York.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Absolutely.
And that's you saying it.
Yep.
That's not just me. That was you. That was Sam Flannel's words.
My words.
Not mine. Certainly he's great. But, Lindsey, I'm getting to the point with the Lions now where I think this whole thing is moving much more quickly than we thought it was going to move. Right?
Yes, definitely.
So it is time to get granular. It is time to look for a precise fit for what you need to address what you have to do to take that next step. And again, I'll always go back to it. You are the betting favorite to win your division. They have the fourth most money bet on them to win the Super Bowl.
Woo!
Which we're going to touch on next.
To win what?
To win the Super Bowl. Okay?
When has that ever been, said?
Never have those words been uttered.
Have you heard that since you've been alive?
Not once.
Never have those words been. I believe I'm the first to ever say it in the history of Detroit sports media. That is the very first time you've heard it. So this has sped up my thinking as well. I'm wondering if we're getting to the point where it's not necessarily about total talent to where we're getting to the point where it's getting to be about specialized talent. And maybe this came a year quicker than we thought it would. Maybe.
Definitely. When you accumulate enough talent, then that's when we get to the point where what you're talking about. Because you see all the really good teams, the high caliber teams, that's what they do. That's what they're doing now. You know, they're getting specialized talent to fit specific needs to make your team elite. Hey, maybe the Lions are there.
Hey, if you want your lunchtime to be elite, there's one easy play.
Yeah,
one easy draft pick.
It's Cousins Maine Lobster. That's going to be the top of everybody's draft boards.
Need
because
that.
Woodward Sports loves lobster, and what better way to get your fix than Cousins Maine Lobster? With 2 trucks rolling around Detroit, you can be sure to find the best lobster rolls, lobster tots, and lobster tacos to power through the day. Go to cousinsmainelobster.com to figure out their schedule or scan that QR code right there and figure out where they are rolling around the city. Make sure you check out Cousins Maine Lobster.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
content, head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Guardian Alarm is here to offer you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology. It's been proven to work, and people who have been proven to care, even care about Sam Flannel's flannels. How many days of flannel protection?
257.
257. Good Lord. Make sure you call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
One more time for the people in the back. 1-800.
Stay out. Stay to the second round of the playoffs, Memphis Grizzlies.
Ouch.
Man, maybe stay out of the next game of the series, Draymond Green? We'll
Maybe,
see.
possibly. We'll see, but what you don't have to wait and see is the protection from Guardian Alarm. So call them and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
We're off and running here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. A lot to chew on here so far in the show, and we're still over a week away, too. We can't continue to have this trajectory of elevation every single day, Spenmo, right? We can't. We can't have this kind of news come out every single day. There's no more room. Lindsey, we can't, right?
We can.
We can, all right.
We can.
Your mom's favorite skater. Don't ever say that again, Neal. That's a jinx. Philippines On Demand. Neal, the thing that could bite us in 2023 is all the hype. We all need to tone it down and let us see how the season plays out.
Scared.
No, not scared.
Philippines On Demand. It's too late. The toothpaste is out of the tube, man. This isn't media or fans doing this. This is what's going on. PFF Bet tweeted out yesterday. The Lions have the 4th most bets on BetMGM to win the Super Bowl. How about this? BetMGM says that 8.3% of the overall Super Bowl handle, i.e. 8 cents of every dollar that somebody bets to win the Super Bowl on BetMGM has been bet on the Lions.
Unbelievable.
8% of the money. How much money you think like people are betting on teams to win the Super Bowl? It's a fairly popular bet, right, Sam Flannel?
Billions.
Yes. 8% of that billions is being bet on your Detroit Lions. See, I'm seeing everybody start to crack. You guys in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, even you guys here. I wish D-Mac were here right now. With the Stoke not scared. Yeah, oh, yeah. Neal, what's wrong
Scared,
with you?
not stoked.
Yeah. See? At least you're real about it. Is it time, everybody? You're starting to get scared. Spenmo's getting concerned. Flannel's getting concerned. Lindsey's out front about it. He's saying it too.
Scared, not stoked.
You guys in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, you're getting scared now. 8% of the money being bet on the Super Bowl is being bet on your Detroit Lions? That's terrifying.
How you feel about that, Spinmo?
I'm cool with it.
You're terrible. Look at Spen. He's trying. Look at you.
It's a good value. It's plus 2,000. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I'm saying you're going to bet on somebody to win the Super Bowl, which is kind of a ridiculous bet.
John Lord, Stoke not scared. Win the no. Win the none. Everything. Winning it all. Winning the Super Bowl. 8% of every Super Bowl bet at BetMGM is bet on the Lions to win the Super Bowl. Everybody, y'all still puffing the chest out now? You're terrified.
Here's the thing, though. Like, when your team is trending up, you know, which how long have it been since the Lions have been trending like they have been trending?
Never. 92 after the 91 season.
Right.
When John Madden and Pat Summerall doing that playoff game where they smashed the Cowboys. And I'll never forget it. And I need to get the audio. I got to get a clip of it. Where Pat Summerall says, you'll be seeing a lot of these two teams over the next 10 years. Well, he was half right.
So
that's the last time.
But here's my thing, though. Like, let's just like go for it. Like, why not embrace it? Embrace the fact that you guys are even talked about being a Super Bowl team. I'm running with it. I'm running with it. I'm like, we winning the Super Bowl. I don't care what nobody says. Right? Spinmo?
Yeah.
But you just said you don't think it.
I mean, I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, so he's scared. So there you go. You're
That's
scared.
not scared.
No, you're scared. That's what I was told. I'm scared if I don't believe. So you don't believe it either. So
My expectations were NFC North champion and a playoff win. That doesn't equate to, they're going to win the Super Bowl.
No, I was told Stoke not scared.
It is Stoke not scared. It's realistically Stoke not scared.
Here's the reality. You guys have been punished for so long that you can't sit here and honestly believe your team has a chance to win the Super Bowl because of the past abuse.
And
I'm watching Spinmo's like,
yes, Mr. Hunter, that is me. You just described me, Mr. Hunter.
Spinmo's like, yeah, I believe we got to win this. No, Spinmo, go all in.
I mean, they're a Super Bowl contender if they win the NFC North.
I don't want to hear that, Spinmo. I want you to say, no, we're Super Bowl contenders regardless.
They are Super Bowl contenders.
Okay.
Regardless.
I had to talk you into that.
See, this is a comment here that tells me that people are struggling to wrap their head around this, right? Honolulu Blue Sparty says, Neal, what percent of that money is Detroit fans? Honolulu Blue Sparty, it's 8% of everybody that bets on someone to win the Super Bowl at MGM. Everybody. Not just Detroit. Everybody around the country.
Hey, yo!
Almost 1 in 10 bets are on the Lions to win the Super Bowl.
And
the Lions.
Desmond Moore says, Lindsey, are you scared the Lions might leapfrog your 49ers? Desmond, I think we're going to win the Super Bowl every year, okay? So my train of thought is totally different. I'm thinking Super Bowl or bust. That's how I think.
They've busted about 27 years in a row then, just for the record.
Well, you've busted for an eternity.
That's fair.
So don't compare that.
That's fair.
Okay? At least we've been there.
Yes. No, I understand. I'm just saying, for being such
every year, we're on the cusp, right?
Yeah.
So let's not, there's a difference. There's a different thing being a contender and a pretender. But you guys are moving beyond the pretender stage and you're becoming relevant.
Absolutely.
So when you're becoming relevant, you have to believe. And I know you haven't seen it, so it's hard to understand something that you have never seen before, right? You have never felt what it's like to be a winner. So that's hard. That's a concept you guys are slowly falling into. But let me help you. If you never believe it, you will never achieve it. So you guys will be sitting here, Stoke not scared. Dang. Stoke not scared. No, scared, I'm stoked. And, it'll just go crazy.
Stoke
so
not
just
scared.
Believe it.
Stoke not scared. Stoke not scared. Stoke not scared.
Jack Harrington says, if the Lions are a Super Bowl contender, the NFC truly sucks. So now we're going into See, look at Jack. Now we're going into rationalizations.
The NFC does suck.
That's how I know. See, old Neal Ruhl won this one. It took a minute. But now you guys are cracking too.
No, the NFC does suck.
Oh, man.
Okay, so call it.
Yeah, they're a Super Bowl contender.
Call it.
They're a Super Bowl contender. Yes.
They're going to win the Super Bowl.
No, I'm not fucking calling that. Like,
come on, why are you scared to say it?
Because I don't believe it. I'm not going to say they're going to go win the Super Bowl. They are a Super Bowl contender, yes. I'm not saying, they're going to win the Super Bowl after a 9-win season. That's fucking lunacy.
I want a new chant. Scared, not stoked. Yeah. Scared, not stoked.
There's a difference between scared and stoked and delusional. You can't say they're going to win the Super Bowl after a 9-win season when they haven't won a playoff game in 30 years.
Hey, did you see the pain? Did you see the pain that came out of that with Spinmo? That was pure pain. The fact that they have been so bad for so long that he can't embrace the fact that they're going to be good. Or people are picking them to win the Super Bowl. That's pure pain. I feel sorry for you guys. I really do. I feel so bad the fact that you guys don't know what it's like to be on the other side. Like,
we can't even bring ourselves to believe it.
2 years ago. What is this?
See, the truth's coming out. You see?
Out.
No, you can be scared.
Exercise those demons.
Not scared and still be realistic. You don't go from 3 wins to a Super Bowl in 2 years.
Exercise those demons. I love it. It's coming out. We got to get it all out.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Philip C. Old Uncle Neal is right. Philip C. Old Uncle Neal's always right. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. but eventually, always going to end up being right. Dave Swaniger, one playoff win ever. Prove you can win a damn playoff game. One. See? Like everybody now, where's the Stoke? Hey, WoodwardSports.com. Get your Stoke Not Scared t-shirt.
They're going to win a playoff game.
I expect us to sell 1,000 of them.
I'll tell you that right now. They're going to win a playoff game. They're going to win the NFC North. I'm not going to say they're going to win the Super Bowl. That is a huge leap
you're scared,
from
not
winning
stoked?
one. No, I'm fucking stoked. Realistically stoked. Did you think they're going to win the Super Bowl last year at the end of the season? No, it's not realistic. Saying they'll take a step from last year, which would be winning their division and winning a playoff game is different.
Year, I didn't say I'm stoked, not scared either.
Yeah, but this year you can be stoked, not scared for a realistic, attainable goal like winning the NFC North and winning a Super Bowl.
Once you say a realistic,
one thing they've never
goal,
done in franchise history, and another thing they haven't done in 30 years.
Okay, then maybe we should change the T-shirts to say realistic expectations, not scared.
Fine, do it.
Obtainable.
Is that so bad to be like, yeah, they're going to win a playoff game? No, that's not enough.
All I'm saying
that's
is,
being unrealistic. It's saying a playoff win in a division championship isn't enough. You have to think they're going to win the Super Bowl. That's being ludicrous.
But then don't come at me for saying, oh, Stoke not scared. Neal, you're being scared. Yeah, I am. Yeah, because I'm not comfortable with this.
If you're not comfortable with them winning a playoff game, that's being scared.
No, I'm not comfortable with 10% of the bets being on the Lions to win the Super Bowl. That's absurd.
That's money, man. That's betting. That's what happens.
It's absurd.
Man, it pains my heart to see you guys not just fully embrace the fact that you guys may be able to win the Super Bowl. Yeah.
I just said they are a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, no.
But I'm not going to... They're winning the Super Bowl. I'm not planting the flag.
No, Spinmo. No, listen to me. You said it, but you don't believe it.
I do believe they're a Super Bowl contender.
So you believe they can win the Super Bowl?
Yes. If they get there, they can win the Super Bowl.
Well, then be stoked.
I'm not saying they are winning the Super Bowl, planting the flag.
Flannel, what do you think?
I agree with Spencer. I think you can.
Oh, so we're all just gonna. Oh, okay.
No, I'm just saying you don't have to say we are winning the Super Bowl.
No, we never said that. We just said believe, show some conviction. Like, hey, I know my team has been garbage for the last for existence. But we're going to believe in this team, turn this thing around, and we're going to get to the Super Bowl. We're going to win a Super Bowl.
I mean, I believe they'll win one with Brad Holmes as their GM. Maybe not next year, but I've repeatedly said that if you win your division.
So we'll come out with another T-shirt for that. Say, I believe we'll win one eventually, not scared.
I'm on Spencer's side on this one. It's not just one or the other. There's nuance to this. It's not just, God, you don't believe in the Lions if you don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl.
Another new T-shirt. Eventually we'll get one, not scared.
We're not saying you're sitting here going, hey, we're going to win the Super Bowl. We're just saying, just have some belief.
I believe they will be a top 3 team in the NFC next year. I believe they have all the chances in the world to win the NFC next year, and if you get in the dance, you have a chance to win it.
Okay, Emerald Eyes has a T-shirt for Spenny then. Stoked adjacent, not scared. So there is that one. There is that one as well. Let me tell you something, though, that Spencer is 100% stoked about and not scared about at all. Strawberry Fest at Big Boy. It's back. He's proven that before, everyone. Try the classic breakfast items like the strawberry hotcakes or the mouth-watering red velvet waffle. I want to see Spenmo too. I want to see Spenmo get stoked about a red velvet waffle or two. I know you are. If you're not a breakfast person, that's cool. Try the strawberry bacon chicken wrap. I had one during last year's Strawberry Festival. It slapped, as the kids would say. Or cool off with the refreshing summer splash salad. And don't forget about the dessert. Look, let's be honest. That's where this whole thing started from. The very delicious classic strawberry pie. Guys, it birthed the movement, and that is Strawberry Fest here at Big Boy. You can get deep-fried vanilla Oreos or the strawberry hot fudge cake. All of that and more during Strawberry Fest. Get to your local Big Boy today.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning. We find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. Don't forget, too, you can pick up the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Cal Tan, and Spencer Raxter, the lotion that gets him stoked the most, the Swedish Beauty Lotion.
Oh, yeah.
ChiliPeppersTanning.com, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. They are your vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations all around Metro Detroit, and more on the way. It's Chili Peppers Tanning, everybody.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Yes, sir. We are back at it, pulling up on the second hour of the show. When it's convenient for you, stoked, not scared. That's what we've come to learn about the Detroit Lions season. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter in for D-Mac. D-Mac will be back tomorrow. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Subscribe to the Big D Energy Podcast. iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcast. If you would be so kind, too, leave it a review if you like the show. Give it a 5-star review. Drop a comment on there. Say, hey, I really like it. I'm realistically outcome-based stoked, not scared about the Detroit Lions. Jump into the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Real Cream of Wheat said I would buy that shirt. So there is that as well. We did get a text message from Darren McCarty down in Florida on the way. You guys, I'm paraphrasing. You guys are a bunch of female cats.
Wussies.
You're either in or you're in the way. So D-Mac's calling for it. Super Bowl champions. The man that coined the phrase.
D-Mac is standing in the gap for you guys.
That's right. There he is.
He's taking the bullets. Right on the front line.
He's standing up and saying it.
He's a stronger man than I. We already knew that, but this is just affirming it.
Spenmo, we're weeding everybody out.
I'm just saying they are Super Bowl contenders.
Spenmo he's on board. He's got a middle seat in row 30.
I'm not planting a flag saying they're going to win the Super Bowl.
So he's not fully stoked, not scared. So that's fine. Spenmo, hey, yeah. I was the first to say it.
No, you were saying it about a division championship and a playoff win, not a Super Bowl.
I was mildly uncomfortable with that. I was mildly uncomfortable with all the talk.
That's scared.
No, that's mildly uncomfortable. This is terrifying.
It's not stoked, not mildly uncomfortable.
Well, you want to be mildly comfortable, not scared, right? That's your shirt.
We can do comfortable or mildly uncomfortable.
Spenmo, this is like a clown movie. Like a clown that's got a knife.
This is a little much.
This is way too aggressive.
It's a good value, I'd say, is why it's getting bet on. Plus 2,000 is a good value.
20-1.
Yeah.
20-1 for the Lions to win the Super Bowl. And guys, if you're just joining the show here in the second hour,
I don't want to see no "We Believe" T-shirts, and I don't want to see none of that stuff.
We kind of believe.
See what I'm saying? I don't want to see none.
For those of you that are just joining the show, the Detroit Lions have the 4th most amount of bets on them to win the Super Bowl per MGM. Per MGM as well. Lions at 20-1. 4th most bets at BetMGM to win the Super Bowl. Also per MGM, just to give that a little more context, over 8% of every bet on teams to win the Super Bowl this year. Over 8% of the bets are on the Detroit Lions. I don't like that. It terrifies me. I think that's even more staggering. Like the 4th amount of bets is one thing. 8 cents out of every dollar bet on someone to win the Super Bowl at BetMGM is on the Lions.
Lions fans.
Lions fans.
That terrifies me. terrifies me. LFG says, I hope I didn't miss any Milt Plum segments today. You did not?
You did not.
If they did sign Milt Plum, those odds would go down to about 10 to 1.
For sure.
There is no question about it. Lots of talk about Darren McCarty. Ransom, I got $20 on the Lions. Why not? Mike G, the betting world loves Lions fans. So there is that. Jack says the betting world is insane. Bronco 81, the money is more mind-blowing than the amount of bets. That shows there is sharp bettors throwing decent-sized money on the Lions. Answer 14. Neal, you can do this, man. Fight the fear. Embrace the exhilaration. So answer 14's all the way. He's calling for it. He's calling for it. The Lions to win the Super Bowl.
Why not?
Sam Flannel, are you calling for it?
I don't get it, man.
No.
Okay.
Not calling for
so
it.
you're mildly comfortable, not scared.
You know what? Fine. If you want to say mildly comfortable, not scared, fine.
Okay.
As far as them winning
Terrified.
the Super Bowl, sure.
You're scared, not stoked.
Okay, for the Lions to win a Super Bowl, I am mildly uncomfortable.
Okay.
That's fourth most. That is pretty crazy, and I get it. Like Spenny said, it's a value thing. They're 20 to 1. You could throw like $5 on it.
All I'm hearing is, we don't believe. That's all I keep hearing. We don't believe. We're going to be good, but we're not good enough to win a Super Bowl. Super Bowl? Are you kidding me? Lions?
One team out of 32 does it.
Why can't it be you?
It can be.
Not in your mind.
It can be.
I'm
not saying it will be.
Probably not, but maybe.
The Bills.
Those are the odds. Yeah, it can be. It probably won't be, but it can be. I'm not planting a flag saying it will be.
So answer this question. Do you think if you talk to every Lions player, you had them in a room and you said, what do you think you guys are going to do this year? What do you think each player is going to say?
They're going to say win a Super Bowl.
You damn right they're going to say win a Super Bowl. I don't care if none of them have ever played in a Super Bowl. Every guy on that team, if you put them in that room and you ask them, hey, what do you think how you guys are going to end up this year? Every one of them guys are going to say, we're going to win a Super Bowl.
Well, they don't get paid for the takes they say into a microphone.
You're right, Spimo. They get paid because they have to get out there on that gridiron and actually do it.
Yes.
That's fair.
And when you're out there actually doing it, you have to believe you're going to do it at the top level and win it every time.
Lindsey,
but when you come back from an analyst perspective or whatever the hell you want to call me.
Spemo, I got you, Spemo. Hey, I'll put this to the test right now with Lindsey, okay? Lindsey, when you guys those first years you had the teal uniforms on, when you showed up for training camp, did you think you were going to win the NBA championship?
Every year I thought we
Every
were
year.
gonna win.
Even the Otis Thorpe years.
Until I realized we sucked. When I saw us getting blown out the gym, I was like,
all right, maybe not this year.
We don't have a chance.
You became scared, not stoked.
Yeah, just purely scared. Like
your T-shirt was teal.
Then I start thinking, man, can we win 40? But every year you go, like, because you train yourself and your mind and your body to do the best. And then you come into the season thinking like, and then you watch the guys that are winning, championships, and you go, man, we beat those guys. We can get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you as an athlete, you fool yourself to thinking that every year you're going to win and knowing that there's only going to be one person left. But you train your mind, you train your body to thinking that you're going to win it.
No, and it's funny, too, like years when I was working for Oakland, we go to the NCAA tournament, and we're playing Texas, right? Like Tristan Thompson, Corey Joseph, Jordan Hamilton, Texas.
Tough.
You walk out of that film room, though, on the day before the game, and everybody, like, I was like, yeah, you know what? They're right. Like, we could beat these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody thinks that. Well, everybody walking out of the film room thinks that they're going to win. That is true.
That's very true.
Yeah.
No matter what the odds are, like you have. I think as an athlete, you have to think that way because you can't go out and say. I remember my senior in college, we were going to play in the Rainbow Classic, and our first matchup was.
Was it Mississippi State? Seems like Mississippi State plays in that every year.
It was the number 2 team in the country. It was. Who was it? Michigan was Michigan one? I think Michigan was one. The Fab Five was there then. Kansas was number 2, and we were playing Kansas, and we didn't walk out and say, "Oh man, we're playing number 2."
I'm scared, not stoned.
Yeah, we didn't walk out like that. We walked out and hit them right in the mouth. Pop, up 10. I mean, we ended up losing by 6. But we still felt like we could win.
Yeah. No, I get it. 100% I get it. Nick Heath. Now, this is, I will allow this one from Nick Heath because I'm big on this. Nick Heath says, I'm all in for them winning the Super Bowl. Who knows if we'll ever have this discussion again? Might as well hop on this one. We have looked worse as fans before.
That's my point.
Nick verbalized it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll tell you right now, I know we will have this conversation again because of Brad Holmes and what Sheila Ford Hamp is doing with the franchise.
I'll just be careful. You never know how things go. See, and I go back to even this. I grew up watching the Saints, and those fans had paper bags over their heads. They were called the Aints. They sucked. Nobody liked them. They won a Super Bowl. The Aints.
Before we cut to the break here, we have Derek Brown. Neal Ruhl sucks at golf. So there's that one out there. Okay. I don't know where that one came from, but that's fine. Maybe I should get some insurance for my golf game, huh, Sam Flannel?
Because apparently you suck at golf, according to some guy named Derek Brown. Weird thing to say, but that's all right, because Swiss Insurance is not weird. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance gives a shot, and you won't be disappointed. Email them at mark@swissins.com. That is mark@swissins.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. Jump in that woodwardsports.com chat thread. And as I expected, somebody brought it up, so now people are going to talk about my golf game and stuff like that. Bradley K says, Neal, what do you shoot? Because you give the vibe that you're pretty good at golf. I will roll out when the season starts. I'll probably be carrying about an 11.5, 12 handicap, and then by the end of the year, that'll be down to about 8, because that's the way that it's always worked. I'll be, 83 to 85 about the first month of the year. Then as I play more, because here's the rub. I don't play when it like this. Like D-Mac's an animal. He'll go out and play when it's like this. I'm not interested at all. I don't want to go outside and hit balls. None of that stuff. Golf for me. So to give the background, I played in high school. I was all county. I had a couple Division II scholarship offers. I knew I wasn't going to be good enough to make a living at doing it, so I kind of stepped away. I went to college locally. I didn't play golf here. And I quit playing for about 8 years. And then when I got into this profession, that golf is a very advantageous profession to be in, or a hobby to have when you're in this profession. It helps because it's an activity you can do with other sports people.
Right.
And so that's how it works. So, yeah, by the end of the year, especially like through July and August, I'll get it cooking where, I'll shoot in the 70s. I'll touch the 70s, 78, 79 if some putts drop. I'll usually drop a 76 once a year. And then,
Jesus,
that's what
I suck at golf.
No, but I don't. But I'm not like I don't care.
Yeah.
I go out. The reason I'm out there is to be outside, have some drinks.
And to
listen to music.
I've only golfed for 2 years though.
So that's that's
very
it.
Time consuming.
Yes.
It is, and that's the thing too. Like I'm not interested in being out there right now. So. That's what it is. Golfing fan, says Mike G. Yeah, I did like that one. All right,
Lions fans.
Since we've been talking NFL draft and the mildly excited, not scared new T-shirts that are dropping on woodwardsports.com, Elgato says I'm a 5. Elgato says I'm a 5 handicap.
I'm like a 30 handicap.
Are you?
Well, my best round, I shot a 92 at Crooked Tree.
All right. So your goal is to get in the 80s. Once you get in that 80s.
Yeah, whatever.
Take a lot of time to
my
get in the
goal
80s,
is to
buddy.
shoot under 100. That's my goal when I go. But that's like a every time kind of goal.
Well, I mean, that's kind of where I go. Like, I start out like I want to be in the 70s, and then when it goes down where I can't get there, then we start drink. We change our priorities.
Yeah.
I'll just say it like that.
What the heck?
Yeah, that is what it is. All right, here we go. One other drafting I did want to touch on. Adam Schefter says a second quarterback might not be off the board until pick 4. And this kind of goes into what I talked about earlier with the whole cornerback phenomenon with the Lions picking at 6. We've seen a full 180. Lindsey, I thought that Big D Energy did the job, and I thought we spoke it into existence with getting quarterbacks taken for the first 5 picks. And there were about a week ago, the mocks were kind of calling for that.
A week ago.
Everybody now seems to be cooling on these quarterbacks to some degree.
Yeah, I think it's all smoke screens, man. I just think people are just throwing everything out there now because there's no way I don't think those quarterbacks are going to fall, especially the first 2. I just can't see it. And now the other guys, I wouldn't care less because I don't think the other than the first 2 that the other guys will be franchise guys. I'm out on the rest of them, especially Will Levis.
I had a goal. I had a goal for this segment, and I'm gonna write it down right now, and of what I don't want it to be. But I have a feeling I know what it's gonna turn into. But whatever. The quarterback thing, and Spenmo, this is where I'll lean on you a little bit because you're not a golf guy, golf truther.
Yes.
Self-proclaimed golf truther.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm in Lindsey's camp too, where I just don't see it with some of these quarterbacks. So Spenmo, that scenario that I talked about earlier, where maybe the Lions' hand is forced. Maybe Wilson and Carter and Anderson and 2 quarterbacks are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Only 2 quarterbacks though.
Yeah.
We assume just
Stroud and Young.
Stroud and Young.
Yeah.
Would you entertain it?
I'm taking Anthony Richardson, yeah.
You're calling for it. So you are stoked, not scared.
Yeah.
Oh, hell
If Jalen Carter
no.
isn't there, obviously that is my I want Jalen Carter, but that's like a nightmare scenario. That is a nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
Where none of those 3 guys are there in Carter, Wilson, and Anderson. Stroud is gone. Stroud is the one quarterback that I'm like, that's who I would run up and go get if he's there. But if none of those 3 defensive players are there and Stroud and Young are gone, nobody's trading you for that pick. You're not getting out of there for that pick.
That I agree with.
So
taking Anthony Richardson
unless somebody wants the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can move it then, in my mind.
Yeah.
Which I would want to move back. And
I would like to move back as well.
Would you move back or would you take Richardson?
I would move back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes sense.
But I don't think anybody, unless it's like Tennessee, Tampa,
Raiders,
one of those guys. Yeah, I'd move back and I'd get Witherspoon.
Now the Raiders could do the thing where they'll call your bluff and say, "All right, then you take them."
Yeah.
Because we pick after you, so you go ahead and take them. Go ahead, do it.
Yeah, the Raiders wouldn't trade for that,
but they would if somebody else were going to.
That's why I think you call Tennessee, you call Tampa, you see what they're doing if they want Richardson or Levis, and then I'd get a cornerback more than likely.
So do you think that Anthony Richardson would have multiple 4,500-yard seasons with around 30 touchdowns and around 10 picks?
When?
Multiple.
When?
4,500 total yards?
4,500 passing yards.
No.
With around 30 touchdowns and around just 10 picks.
That is his projection. Like, that's his upside. But
do you believe that?
No.
Because you know what Jared Goff has a lot of?
He has 2.
2?
Yeah.
2, or does he have 3?
Well, either way, that's not a lot of.
Well, it is when you only played 7 years.
Yeah. He has 3 seasons of 4,500 yards?
44-38 last year.
Doesn't count. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, okay, guy. Okay, guy.
I'm just kidding.
You see what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
Like, let's get granular on this.
No, I would trade back, but it's like I said. You said it too. It's going to be hard to find a dance partner if those the top 3 defenders and the top 2 quarterbacks are gone. That is a nightmare scenario for the Detroit Lions.
Sam Flannel, your thoughts? That scenario I just painted out there to Spenmo.
Man, it really is the nightmare scenario of nightmare scenarios. I've said, and I'll repeatedly say it, there are 2 can't-miss prospects in this draft. If you ask me, it's Will Anderson and Jalen Carter. And I would also take Stroud or Young as a quarterback. But the consolation prize to me, and it's a good consolation prize, would be Tyree Wilson. But if all 5 of them are gone...
Under my scenario, Will Anderson and Jalen Carter and Tyree Wilson and 2 quarterbacks are gone.
I mean,
because that's what I'm starting to think is going to be.
If it's Stroud and Young, at that point, you either trade back. That's why I think there's some betting lines that have the Lions taking Devon Witherspoon. I wouldn't necessarily like it, but if they're all gone and you can't trade back, is he the best prospect? Then maybe you might have to consider your guy, Peter Skoronski.
I'd take Witherspoon over Skoronski.
That's a tough one. I'd probably take Skoronski by a hair. I mean, if you could find someone to trade back with and take a corner, I would be cool with that. But
and the reason, Lindsey, I go that route is because the Skoronski thing, people say he could walk in this league and be a left tackle today. Now, the Lions have that luxury. He wouldn't have to do that responsibility right now. And again, it goes back to it. Can you tell... What's that?
But are you good enough to be drafting for depth at that position right now? Like, you're good enough to do that right now?
No.
Well, I'm looking at even as soon as next season, if there's any kind of fall off in Taylor Decker, if there's an opportunity that presents itself in free agency where I can add $12 million of cap space, go up in talent at the spot for a third of the money. You see what I'm saying? Like I want to keep this train rolling too. I have staggered rookie deals on my offensive line that I talked about with Skoronski and Sewell. I will arguably have the 2 best tackles in football on rookie deals at the same damn time, You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, and this is all based on the premise for me. Witherspoon, is he the same as... Are you calling it Witherspoon will be Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? You're calling it.
I could see it, but...
Are you calling it?
Yeah. I think he'll be...
Oh, that...
Yeah.
Mildly enthused, not scared.
I think that's reasonable. I mean, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he's obviously been very, very good. He had a career year last season, but I don't believe he's made a Pro Bowl. I'm just saying, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I like him. I love the signing for Detroit, but it's not too much to ask for Devin Witherspoon to at least be C.J. Gardner-Johnson down the road. The question you asked earlier is, can you definitively say it right now? No, you can't, because all prospects are a lottery ticket to some degree. But can he become it? Absolutely, he can.
Could you see Skoronski becoming Taylor Decker at some point in his career?
Absolutely.
How about for a third of the price instead of the same price?
Well, that's why I said I would probably take Skoronski over Witherspoon.
You see where I'm going here, man? You see what I'm doing? You see what I'm trying to say here?
You're trying to say. I'm just not into. I just don't. You start stockpiling when you're there. Like I just don't think you're there to start stockpiling. Someone in the chat said, "Build on your strengths." Well, how about build your weaknesses? Build on your weaknesses, and then build after you.
But they see, and here's the deal with me, Mozzie, or it's the deal with me, Lindsey, is that's where Mozzie Smith comes into play for me, where I think the biggest area of immediate need is run support defense.
Right,
and that's where with all my draft capital I have, I can pretty much ensure myself that I come away with a Mozzie Smith type player.
Right.
Because Spenmo, you know what I'm trying to do? It all boils down to this with me. I'm going to push guys this way. I'm going to push guys that way.
Yeah, that way.
See what I'm saying? It's all pretty simple, man. It is.
Here Ron Mark says, Lindsey, you just told us we're there and not to be scared. I didn't say anything about being scared, but you still need to beef up your run defense, right?
Mm-hmm. Carolina ran for 300 yards and a half on you. That happened. A lot like the Anthony Richardson and Will Levis game when they played each other. I saw it. I saw it happen. And this was a byproduct of it right there on your screen.
But a lot of scouts were saying, well, Anthony Richardson numbers are skewed.
No.
Tell me what they said. I'm telling you what they said.
Leave that up.
They said he had some drops that were crucial that his receivers didn't catch.
Anthony Richardson had 21 drop passes in that game.
I'm just going by what the scouts said.
Well,
I wasn't at the game.
I'm not going to say I know more than a scout. I know I watched this with my own eyes. I sat and watched it all. All 27 combined completions the two future stars had. The two interceptions that Richardson threw with his 2.6 QBR. I saw it. Hey, anybody wants to go back and watch it, we can do it.
You actually watched that game?
I said, hey, everyone's telling me how great these two cats are.
That was
I got the good bourbon out that night. and I sat down and I'm like, okay, let's go. Let's lock in and watch this. And by the end of that, half the bottle of the good bourbon was gone. It was my only defense I had because my eyeballs were bleeding watching that game. I saw it.
Someone in the chat, Rita says, hey, Josh Allen wasn't that good in college either.
He never did that. He was never.
Josh Allen's stats are eerily similar to Anthony Richardson.
He had a game with a 2.3 QBR.
You could probably find one. His career stats, his year-by-year stats are eerily similar. I'm not saying he's going to be Josh Allen, but I'm just saying.
No, Spenny's right. Josh Allen, I believe, is the exception, but he was the exception. He was not great at Wyoming. Yeah. He wasn't.
What type of
talent? At Wyoming.
I get it. Trust me, I understand.
That's even worse.
Right.
He wasn't great at Wyoming. Anthony Richardson wasn't good in the SEC.
At Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only he had some players around him, huh?
Hey, that's what they say. That's what the scouts are saying.
Yeah.
He didn't have talent.
If only Florida had some receivers and some high recruits and stuff
Florida's
like
been
that.
Down.
I know. Well, yeah, because their quarterback plays games with a 2.3 QBR. That's why they're down.
He had nobody to throw it to.
Oh, yeah, I know, at Florida. Yeah. Go look at those bios of those receivers he had. Tell me he didn't have anybody to throw it
just
to.
They were
Michigan would take those receivers.
Just because they were good in high school doesn't mean they were good in college. And evidently,
keep that argument handy because Sam Flannel's going to be using it for JJ this year. Oh, there's no receivers. Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports, and now's the best time to join Planet Fitness. $10 a month for access to your home club. And look, there's a lot of taglines here I can talk about. I can talk about the Black Card at $24.99 a month with access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world with unlimited guest privileges and use of all the amenities. Guys, I'm going to bottom line this one for you. Some of you are paying $50, $60, $70 a month for your gym membership because they have a rock wall. All right, and you're over there waiting for treadmills and stuff like that. Planet Fitness, you're never going to wait for anything ever. They have an army of treadmills out there. You have schmucks like me that are running on those things for 55 minutes. Doesn't matter. There's many, many other treadmills out there as well. Tons of weights, tons of equipment. It's the best gym in the gym game today. It's Planet Fitness. Go to planetfitness.com, join up today, or pull in the parking lot. You'll pass a couple on the way home. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Back at it here, Big D Energy coming down the stretch. Neal, Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. Jump into that woodwardsports.com chat thread. And, we're talking draft. What do you do if you're the Detroit Lions? And all three of the good defensive players are gone with 2 quarterbacks, because that's the word on the street. The quarterback, the valuations on the quarterbacks that we thought we spoke into existence, I guess, are not going to come to be. Looking at the Josh Allen stuff, Josh Allen had a 3,000-plus yard, almost 30 touchdown passing season in college once. Anthony Richardson did not.
Also, I mean, Josh Allen played all 4 years, right?
No.
No, 3.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah, played 3.
He started 2.
He really only played 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, he was in school 3 years.
Yeah.
This is Richardson. Richardson's coming out after second, right?
Yes.
He needs to stay.
He's on the similar Josh Allen plan where he had 2 pass attempts his freshman year.
He didn't play.
You're right. Well, that's like Josh Allen. He had 6 pass attempts,
Right,
he didn't play either. And again,
did he get the COVID year?
Yes. So he had 2 freshman years, and then he was eligible to leave for the draft. So, that's what it is for me, man. And I'm not in that quarterback camp because I don't like any of these quarterbacks. I don't think any of these quarterbacks are going to have 4,500 passing years, 4,500 yard passing years with around 30 touchdowns and 10 picks.
You mean the ones that'll be left? You're not talking about those first 2, right?
I'm skeptical that any of them will have that.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, I am. Maybe I'll be wrong. I don't know, but I like the quarterback I have because I've seen it.
You've seen it?
I've seen it. He showed us before.
Show us.
And he's at a discount. There's always a caveat with me. My friends always say, there's always an angle with you, Neal. Well, there is always an angle. He's affordable.
Right now he is.
Right now. Well, I mean, in the pantheon of quarterbacks, he's always going to be affordable.
I don't know about that because if you're going to pay him $45 million a year,
he'll be right around the 10th highest paid quarterback.
I don't know.
Lindsey, don't be mad that you didn't become a quarterback instead of playing NBA basketball.
I played a little quarterback.
Yeah.
But back then,
who was better, you or Anthony Richardson?
Oh, I was way better than him. In my prime brief career as a quarterback, oh yeah, I could throw right my pad. I was on point.
Let Lindsey cook. Let Lindsey cook.
But my line was awful.
Man, you're not a team guy, Lindsey.
They were terrible. I got a concussion, man. That's why I quit playing.
Oh, man. Lindsey, since we got you here, I did want to ask a basketball question. And I don't want the metrics on it or anything, usage rate, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to ask a guy that had a career in the NBA and won chips and was one of the better defenders
no analytics
of your time. No, I want the Lindsey Hunter. I played in the league, made a career, won 2 chips, was one of the more recognized defenders of my generation. Is that fair? That was your niche, right?
I don't brag on myself, but
I know you don't.
Sounded pretty good to me. Though.
Yeah, all right, there you go. Who had a better rookie year, Cade Cunningham or Jaden Ivey?
Oh man, that's right off the bat. You would think you would want to say Cade Cunningham, right?
I would, yeah.
But Jaden makes the argument that his was just as good.
And there's the numbers out there. Like again, if you want to get granular about it, those are the numbers. And
it's crazy. We talk about his shooting, and he actually shot threes better than Cade as a rookie.
Yeah, and Cade had that. Remember Cade's start to his rookie year? He was like 2 for his first 25.
Yeah,
or something like that. Like he had a brutal start shooting the ball. And you can massage the numbers all you want because he was pushing 40% like the final 4 months of the season. But when you start 2 for 25, that's a tough hole.
Yep.
Whatever the number, I'm sure someone's going to say, well, Neal, after the 11th game, he was 2 for 21. You get the gist of what I'm talking about here.
Right.
So that's what I'm wondering about, Lindsey. Are we too down on them right now, given the talent it looks like they have in the backcourt?
Well, everybody's going to be down on them because of the record. When you win 17 games, had the worst record ever in Piston history. we look at that, we hear that reflects on the organization, but I don't think it reflects on the talent because we know guys were hurt, we know guys didn't play, we know they kind of pieced the team together at the end and tried to get through it. So I don't look at it as like being hard on them. I think we're looking at a bright future. I think we're looking at a healthy Cade, Jaden Ivey, who proved to us that he's going to continue to get better, Duran, who's a stud, Wiseman, who I think will continue to get better. And just that alone makes me feel good about the future. And I'm not even talking about the draft picks and things like that, but just that core alone, man, and I'm happy. I'm happy with that.
It's just I like to check in, with people that have played in the league and everything like that, because somebody earlier in the week said, NBA Twitter forgot about Cade Cunningham. And I think that's accurate. I think even we as Pistons fans.
I didn't.
I know
you saw
did.
how many times we lost? Every
Yes.
time we lose, I see Cade on the sideline. I'm like, there he is.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. I'm like, we need him.
Yeah. Spenma, how about you, man? You're a resident NBA guy. You and I always talk about how it breaks our heart that we can't talk more NBA basketball because the broad audience they don't have the appetite for it for whatever reason. But it's just Spenmo checking in. Do you think people forgot about Cade Cunningham?
I think nationally, on a national scale, they did. It's kind of disappointing because you look at the stuff that he was doing at the end of the year. You look at what his rookie totals were, and he was in conversations with LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Hakeem Olajuwon on the only rookies to do a certain thing or to put up certain numbers. So the man was different. And next year we're going to be seeing the healthiest version of Cade Cunningham that we've seen since high school, because he's been dealing with this injury since then. And I'm really excited. I'm pretty cool with the Cade camp. Me and Cannon talk all the time, his brother. I'm tied in a little bit. So I'm really excited to see the kid back, man. I think he is going to be a superstar. He's a superstar in the making. He can do a lot of different things. And I do believe that he will lead the Pistons to a championship. Cade Cunningham will, because he is that guy.
Are you stoked, not scared?
You see how much conviction you said that we didn't even have to force it out, and you was like, I do believe Cade's going to lead them to a championship.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been to a parade before for the Pistons. I've been sitting on my dad's shoulders, watching the buses go by.
I got you.
But Cade is that dude, and I'm really excited to see him back on the court. And for the rookie year argument, I wouldn't be mad if people made the argument for Ivey, because the numbers are pretty similar. Ivey was kind of thrusted into the position more than Cade was, but what Cade did defensively is what puts him over the top compared to Cade is a guy that can guard 1 through 4. He is a guy that can go out there and he can play defense on your best offensive player if you need him to, which you don't always want him to because you want him to conserve some of his energy, but he will go out there and give you stops. And I love Cade Cunningham. I can't wait to see him back on the floor.
Yeah, and too, you got to remember, last year, because I remember him playing really well in that Golden State game, and I looked down at it. He had 23, 10, and 9 in that game. And last year, when he got hurt, he was 26 and 6 every game. Now, the three-point shot was the exact same as the year. It started out really slow.
Right.
My anticipation would be that he ramps that up as the season goes on again. I didn't want to spend a ton of time on it since I had you here. I just want to take advantage and check in with you and see what you thought. That was it. Since you were here.
For me, the moment where in Cade Cunningham's rookie year, where I was like, all right, he's different, is when him and KD were going back and forth in that Brooklyn game.
Yes.
And he was pulling up from 30, and KD would pull up from 30. And then he'd get to the lane and hit a step back, and KD would get to the lane and hit a step back. I was like, this man's going bar for bar with one of the best scorers in the history of the NBA. He's different.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump into that. Alta's different.
Alta is different. Alta is definitely different. And because at Alta, uptime matters. Alta equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You have a big project coming up, Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA, because at Alta equipment
uptime
matters.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday night Master Chef Brad Holmes will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our 3rd annual Woodward Sports Draft Party, live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only, so get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City, brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxer, woodwardsports.com chat thread. Just wrapping up the Pistons talk. Dad with Tourette's, a valued member of the Big D Energy chat community, which, you know, is akin to when you say a sentence and then you say, but I'm getting that vibe where, you know, it's one of those things where if I say that, then you know something's coming right after. Yeah. But Dad with Tourette's, valued member of the Big D Energy community. But also at the same time, this kind of stuff triggers me, and I don't know why. If we fall to pick 3, 4, or 5, he's talking about the Pistons. If we fall to pick 3, 4, or 5, in my opinion, it's a must to flip that pick for a star, period. Give me the path.
Yeah.
Okay, you can say that, and I understand it, and you can believe it. I'm not questioning that. But think about it for a second. To who? For what star? 3, 4, 5? Does that pick does Brandon Miller command a star in the NBA?
No.
What franchise is trading a star for the number 3 pick in the draft?
If he's talking like 3, 4, or 5 first-round picks, then yeah, that would make sense.
Right.
Like,
No, but that's, I don't know why that stuff triggered. Like, give me the path. The path. Who's doing that? Even, look, and then right away I go to like the tarnished stars, which Trae Young, I think, took some dings this year. That's fair to say, right? Like, he took some dings this year.
Yep.
Who was at nearly the top of the mountain the year before. He went into the Garden and cooked the Knicks in the playoffs, and everyone's like, okay, he's next. It's his time.
Yeah, he did.
Those were great days.
No, they weren't.
But, like, I don't understand it. Like, he says, someone who is always available and is always rebuilding. The Timberwolves experiment didn't work. Karl Anthony Towns isn't happy. They're in the playoffs right now.
I don't want Karl Anthony Towns.
Man. Don't want him.
If I want somebody on the Timberwolves, it's Anthony Edwards.
There you go.
Like, I'll trade 4 first-round picks for Anthony Edwards.
But guess what?
Yeah.
They're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They think that their path that they're on right now is working. Anthony Edwards is, I think, viewed as, if not a star, certainly going to be there.
Oh, he's a star.
Right. I'm just
that kid's different, man.
Advocating on the other side. Does Karl Anthony Towns, does that do it for you?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Me. Not for me, buddy.
Detroit fans would hate Karl Anthony Towns. They would hate. He is the exact opposite of everything that was great with Detroit big men.
And again, just again looking at the path to it, and I'll entertain it for a second, just to be fun about it. Karl Anthony Towns is going to be 28 next season. He's in the final year of his contract at $36 million per year, coming off of a total contract of 5 years, $160 million for Karl Anthony Towns.
The NBA money is different, man.
You have Jalen Duren and you have James. Like, give me the path, guys. And is Minnesota taking the number 3 pick for Karl Anthony Towns? Number 1, they can't, right? Like, you can't.
They just traded 5 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert.
Right.
How's that working out?
Yeah, this isn't the NFL. It is not 1 first-round pick will get you a very good player. No, if you want a very good player in the NBA, it's 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, I got killed on here, Lindsey, during the offseason when I said, hey, we might want to take a look at this whole Donovan Mitchell thing. And I got cooked by everybody.
Why? We missed him the first time when we should have drafted him.
Great question. I got murdered for it and said, hey, you guys want the playoffs? You want to get good right away? You want the playoffs? Boom, you get this guy. You're in the playoffs. Definitely. Period.
The playoffs?
End of story. You're in.
I mean, he's an all-star. He is a budding superstar type kid, and he's young. So that's a no-brainer. Why didn't we draft him? Anybody remember?
He didn't work out for the Pistons.
Yes, he did.
Did he? Oh, yeah. He didn't miss a shot.
Had the best workout in the world.
He didn't miss a shot. Yeah.
Why didn't we draft him?
Stan Van Gundy. Thanks, Stan. Love your commentary, man. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he didn't miss a single shot in his workout.
We also didn't draft Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Why didn't we draft him?
Well, that was didn't they take
Luke Kennard?
Luke Kennard, the shooter.
They took Luke Kennard over Donovan Mitchell.
I never got I understood what they were doing with that. No, Lindsey, you know the why, man. You know that dude shot 50% from 3 this year.
I don't care what he shot.
Lindsey, you know what they were doing.
We saw Devin Booker.
I know, Lindsey.
We knew Devin Booker. When I saw Devin Booker the first time, well, I knew his dad, so I have history. But the first time I saw Devin Booker play for Kentucky, I was like, okay, that's the best player they got. Stud. I'm like, yo, he's going to top 5. I'm thinking he falls to the Pistons. And we take Luke Kennard over him? Come on.
Stanley Johnson.
We took Stanley Johnson.
We took Luke Kennard
over Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah. Stanley Johnson, that's even worse.
Right. Yeah. Come on, Neal.
No, that I'm with. The Stanley Johnson one I was with.
Stanley Johnson's the LeBron stopper.
Remember those? Those were fun days. I forgot about those days.
So you're telling me Luke Kennard over Donovan Mitchell?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I understood the line of thinking, like as the why, as the what they were doing with it. I understood that. The talent evaluation clearly was off. Clearly.
Neal, they worked him out, and one of the coaches came out and said, "We just got our guy. He had the best workout we've ever seen.
Didn't miss a shot."
And they took Luke Kennard. So maybe Luke Kennard didn't miss a shot. Maybe Luke Kennard pulled off some stuff in a workout that we've never seen before. Because obviously...
He did shoot, 49% from 3 or something crazy like that this year in the league?
Yeah, he was
top 3. But he barely played.
Yeah, he led the league in threes.
Yeah, but he didn't play a lot because he can't guard water.
I understand, Lindsey. I understand it. I'm not condoning it.
But
I see the thought process.
I want clarity from you because you're giving me because you're the guy normally with the
thought
opposite thought of what you're saying by saying you saw the thought process. I didn't see the thought process. Help me.
They thought that they were getting the best shooter in the league. That's what they thought they were getting.
I thought they were getting J.J. Redick.
Yes. That's what they thought they were getting.
I don't
J.J.
care.
Redick was way better at Duke.
Lindsey, I know. I agree with you. I agree with you.
I don't care if he's J.J. Redick. I don't care if he's Reggie Miller. I'm taking Donovan Mitchell.
I agree with you. I'm just saying that was in my mind, that's the thought process. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the room.
The Miami Heat, they thought they were getting the best shooter when they paid Duncan all that money.
Yeah, that's true. That's a tough contract.
Rada says, how would Mitchell fit with this team right now? He can't play the 3. Well, he'd be playing the 2 because you wouldn't have Jaden Ivey because you traded that pick.
Yeah.
Right.
Right now, even knowing what Jaden Ivey is.
Or you would have had Keegan Murray instead of Jaden Ivey.
Well, even right now, knowing what Jaden Ivey is, would you have traded for Donovan Mitchell?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
It's not even a question.
Yeah. It is in this chat. It is in this chat thread right now, man.
Donovan Mitchell is proof. When I saw, I know Bubble was different, but when him and Jamal Murray were throwing 50 burgers at each other for a whole series, I was good Lord, man.
No, he's a monster, man. Yeah, didn't he get like 70 this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's insane. There's no way I'm taking any of those guys.
Dad with Tourette says, in Detroit, you must trade or draft a star if you want one. Well, I think that goes for pretty much everybody. Like, stars don't come available.
Yeah.
The league is tilted that way.
It's the bird rights.
The bird, yeah. They make it so you can pay more than anybody else can.
Which I like.
Yeah. He said, Stan Van Gundy traded for Blake Griffin, tried to surround him with three-point shooters like Kennard. It didn't work well, but they did make the playoffs. And Dad with Tourette's, that was their thought process, Lindsey.
He was done.
Right, wrong, or indifferent.
He was done.
Lindsey, I didn't do the trade, man. I didn't do the draft. Don't be mad at me.
That was more of a Tom Gores.
The guy had one leg.
He gave us a great couple seasons.
You know what, though? I will say
not
this.
Worth mortgaging your future for getting swept in the first round.
He does take some slander in this town. That dude gave every ounce he had. He was a pro.
Yeah, he had his career best season in Detroit.
He was a pro about it.
Yeah.
I will give him, and especially in today's day and age, Lindsey, you know this.
He had nothing left.
I'm saying he gave everything he had.
Yeah.
And in today's day and age, especially in this league, Lindsey, come on now. How many dudes would have said, Detroit, you were in L.A. on reality television, and you get traded to Detroit? And not only did he, show up, he gave everything he had.
He balled.
Yeah, I think he takes a little too much slander.
I'm not slandering him, but he had nothing left. So, he had to give it all.
He did have one of the best years of his career. So you can't say he had nothing left. Yes.
Yeah. He's actually shooting the ball pretty well. He was facilitating.
That's when he started wanting to be a three-point shooter all the time. I can't get with it.
Well, he didn't dunk for 2 years.
And then he leaves here and then dunks right away.
That's what pissed me off. The ending pissed me off, and the beginning pissed me off. But the middle, I was all right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That dunk did shake me the second he left here.
It pissed me off so much.
That was with the Celtics, right?
Yeah, that's when Beef Stew dunked on him and stood over him, flexed. I was like, all right, that's my guy.
And then he came back down and
yeah.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Hey, sports marketing agency.
That's why NBA is so great.
Sports marketing agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast is called This is the S Word. Helps fight the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling or somebody you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Thesportsma.com, the sports marketing agency. They're here to help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Lindsey Hunter in for D-Mac. D-Mac will be back tomorrow. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Appreciate all of you guys tapping in. Hey, subscribe to the podcast if you'd be so kind. iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcast. Leave a 5-star review if you would. This stuff triggers me too. Brandon Katz. Joe Dumars destroyed the Pistons at the end of his tenure. The Pistons never recovered from that, and Van Gundy made the team worse. Brandon, I've explained this many times on the airwaves here. You don't understand what was going on with ownership at the time. They could spend money. They couldn't spend money. They couldn't spend money. Hey, spend money. I would spend it now because it might not be here next year. They were selling the team, Brandon. Come on. You're smarter than that, Brandon. You have some smart takes sometimes. That's not one of them. But I I'm not reliving that right now. You can go back through the social media channels. I've had a meltdown about that before. Ask Lindsey. We're here right now. He's here. And people seem to have a lot of fun with it. Mike G, ask Lindsey. When all is said and done, who has a better NFL career, J.J. McCarthy or Brock Purdy?
Stop. J.J. who? Not an NFL quarterback. You're talking about NFL quarterbacks, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
This is not even a question. Stop it.
Of that ilk, ask Lindsey from Jack Harrington. Lindsey, you going to be here this fall when we troll Sam about Michigan football?
Oh, definitely. Can't miss it. Can't wait.
I mean, what is there to troll about at this point? We're probably going to go through the regular season undefeated.
Oh, here we go.
And then we ride. There's nothing controversial about what I just said.
We ride where? We ride
100%.
where?
We ride to the college football playoff and actually do something this year.
As you have done in the past?
Absolutely not. Last year, last game against TCU was one of the worst days of my life. Still had to. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, will you plant the flag and say Michigan will win the championship?
Uh-oh.
You know what? Yes, I'm gonna do it.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
There it is. The man of the Scott Frost in Nebraska is back predictions. What were some of the other good ones, Eddie? What were some of your other good ones there?
DeAndre Swift's going to lead the NFC.
DeAndre Swift will lead the NFC in rushing.
Who said that?
That would be me.
That would be Sam Flannel.
I didn't hate it. If he could have stayed healthy.
Real quick, and I have more Ask Lindsey's to get to. You guys want like a hot take, an NFL draft hot take that's going to happen? Dalvin Cook will get traded draft night for like a 4th-round pick.
I believe that.
And if he doesn't, he'll be released June 1st.
Oh, I think that's lukewarm. It's not too. I think that's reasonable.
People can't wrap their head around that, though, man. They can't. Ask Lindsey from Mark Walston. Lindsey, was there tension between Larry Brown and Bill Davidson that the players could see?
No, there was never any tension there. Coach Brown is just he's like a nomad or like a gypsy. He just wants to travel. He can't stay in one place long enough. Like, he just gets uneasy. And that's the only reason he left. It wasn't any friction at all. None.
We'll keep you on the spot here. Dad with Tourette's. Ask Lindsey, can you please tell everyone to stop suggesting Bill Laimbeer and Mark Jackson as the next head coach of the Pistons? Neither have coached in over a decade. No, thank you.
Well, if you want to say that, Steve Kerr had never coached. It's 4 chips. So that doesn't really matter.
So, hey, you know.
It's about the Jimmies and Joes, not the X's and O's.
And that's what it is, too. Mike G says, hey, I'm a huge Michigan fan, but does anyone want my UNLV tickets? You want them, Sam Flannel?
I mean, I think my father-in-law has them, so I'll probably go with him. But shoot, if I can't, Mike G, I'll take him. Why not? I just like being at the big house.
I bet you do. Your mom's favorite skater. Hey, Lindsey, you said you played QB and your offensive line was horrible. Did that O-line make you scared, not stoked?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Jack Harrington says, ask Lindsey, can we get shots? Can we get a show with you and Sam Flannel debating each other on Woodward Sports Network?
Hey, who knows?
Hey.
Who knows?
I would love that.
Me too.
Lindsey, how do you when you're a free agent? This comes from Neal R. in Washington Township. When you're a free agent, how do you balance?
I was like, Neal R.
How do you balance years versus money?
What do you mean? How do you balance?
How do you determine taking a 2-year deal for, I don't know, for $30 million or a 3-year deal for $36 million?
It just depends if you're looking for longevity or you're just looking for the amount on if you're looking for more money per year and shorter years. I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for.
That changes throughout your career, I would imagine.
Yeah, of course. The older you get, the less amount of time the less amount of years you're gonna get. I was blessed. I got 2 long-term deals and then short deals after that. So it just depends.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that because my philosophy is the latter. What's the most amount of money on that sheet of paper? All right, I'll sign that one.
Yeah,
but hey, that's just me. So, Lindsey, appreciate you pulling up in.
Thanks,
for
my
D-Mac.
guys.
I always love
guys.
chopping it up with you.
fun, man.
Yeah,
Have fun.
absolutely. That'll do it for today's show. So for Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, my name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping into Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Peace.